I must announce to you that God's timing is so perfect. God's timing is so perfect. Amen. I was completing my upper six in 1976 in Founders High, and it was a very difficult time for Zimbabwe. The liberation war was heightened. Many individuals on both sides of that horrible time lost their lives. And round about the month of September, October, at the Scout Hall in Blayo, our Pastor Wilma Ruth Nix brought a family that had left the United States, I believe from Bloomington, Illinois, to come to Rhodesia back then. And this is for Philippa and Mom Danzo and for Tari, irregardless of the challenges that Zimbabwe was having. Samuel Latta with his wife Joyce Latta came with 3 of their sons. They had one daughter that had just married, and these 3 young men with their parents did not have to come to Zimbabwe because of the challenges in this country. I never forget that particular Thursday night. Sam Latta, Joyce Latta, with Alan, Marvin and Regan came in and sang to us. They sang "There Is a Light." And I was so inspired, so moved. I then left school and had to go to the army because of conscription, and got hurt in the bush and came to the city of Harare at the very end of 77, the beginning of 78, when Alan and Yvette just got married. Oh, there they are. Wow. And so when I came to Harare, on Kwame Nkrumah, which was Union Avenue back then, Captain Mann, who was a drunkie, was so drunk, fell out of the truck, and I leaned out to help him get up. And when I did that, I bumped into a white man. And I was, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And as history and destiny would have it, it was Sam Latta, Pastor Latta. And he said to me, "Tudor Bismark, we'd only met once before." I said, "Oh, Pastor Latta." It was a Tuesday. He said to me, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I've come for treatment and so on." He said, "Well, if you're interested, we have church tonight." And told me where the church bus would be coming through in Arcadia. And so that night I was standing under a lampstand, and I saw my chairboy walking towards me. Amen. That's the first night I met Chichi. And that night, I was so touched. A few days later, Pastor Latta invited me into their home. Their home. And I lived with them for 4 years. And he put so much into my life. Poured so much, changed my entire outlook. Gave me materials selflessly. They treated me as their own son. Of course, Alan couldn't take all the clothes because those days it was only a suitcase and a half, so I got a lot of his clothes. I got Marvin's clothes. I got Regan's clothes. I had more clothes than I could spell in the alphabet, and lived in their home. They never withheld anything from me. Absolutely nothing. I was their own son. And then he built a church, 258 Samora Michelle. Cheech and I got married, and I was asking him if it was prudent for me to go to another city and start a church. He said, no, this is your church. We built this for you. We built this for you. And so tonight, this afternoon, from Granbury, Texas, we have Alan and Yvette Latta. Yvette is a Zimbabwean, lived on Josiah Tungogara and 2nd Street, and they married, moved to the States, and throughout the years have been so kind. They've been friends. Thank you for coming to Zimbabwe. Please can you stand as the Lattas come and greet us.
It's great to be back in one of the greatest nations in the world. At one of the greatest churches in the world. Church being the people of God. Back then, as Tudor was reminiscing, I remembered he was the first person I really met in Zimbabwe. We had arrived in Bulawayo. We knew the American missionary Wilma Nix. And for some reason, I went to Founders and met you in your classroom. So he had the uniform on. He was sharp. We both had hair back then. But in those days, we didn't know what would come from the early beginnings. And I just want to thank you for your faithfulness. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to thank Zimbabwe for your faithfulness to the Lord through hard times, the days of transition and all that. And I pray that you don't lose what you gained during those years, the endurance, the perseverance. And as the diaspora comes back home, welcome them as returning missionaries, because the believers around the world have been serving him in other places, shining lights for Jesus. What the enemy meant for bad, God has used for good. Amen. Hallelujah. Such an honor to be with you. Thank you so much for this honor, Bishop.
It's good to be home. They say that you can take the girl out of Africa, but you can't take the Africa out of the girl.
I want to share something with you. On January 1st, 2009, I got a phone call from another Zimbabwean.
It was a divine appointment, and he told me that they were going to be having a seed sowers prayer summit at Victoria Falls in the middle of the year, and would I be interested in going? Suddenly, the zeal of God began to fill my heart, and a love and a desire to see Zimbabwe changed began to rule me. I said, yes, I want to go. And the Lord told me that I would be a part of seeing this nation restored. So at the Seed Sowers Prayer Summit, we met with 300 Zimbabweans from all sectors of society. And there was a delegation of about 15 Texans that came in with me. We prayed with them, we worshiped. We were in 12-hour intercessory prayer meetings. And during that time, there was much prophecy, and the Lord allowed me to prophesy. And these were the words that came through my mouth in 2009. Can a nation be changed in a day? Yes, it can. Can a nation be changed in a day? And I prophesied through the grace of God, that when that day came, there would be dancing in the streets all around the nation without any bloodshed, and there would be much joy. So filled with encouragement, I came home and I began to share with other people, my Rhodesian friends from back in the day, my Zimbabwean friends, and they all said, it's never gonna happen. Forget about it, it's never gonna happen. I said, yes it is. You will see that a nation can be changed in a day, that the government will change. And there was also a word about a flag, that flag would take on new meaning. Everybody wearing a flag right now, stand up, please. Stand up if you are wearing a flag. Stand up if you are wearing a scarf. Stand up if you are waving a flag. Has this flag taken on a new meaning?
Amen. Absolutely.
Has it brought your nation together?
Amen.
Has it said, with this flag, we can be Zimbabweans and we can see our nation changed? Thank you so much. Have a seat. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The prayers that have been prayed around the world for this nation, untold millions of people have been praying. You have never been here. People who have had a heart to see this nation restored. I want you to know, you are not alone. You are not alone. The eyes of the world are upon you. You are not alone. I've placed my heart in the hearts of my people all around the world. I've placed your heart in the hearts of my people. You are not alone. One more thing. With all the prayers that happened, and then that one day came and everybody was so surprised. I want you to know that was November 15th. It was my birthday. God's greatest gift to me. Such an honor to be with you. Thank you. Amen. Amen.
Draw me close to you. Yes, never let me go. I lay it down.
I lay it all down again.
To you, you say.
You say that I'm your friend.
I desire.
You are my desire.
No one else will do.
No one else will do.
Nothing else can take your place.
'Cause nothing else can take your place.
Feel the warmth of your embrace.